Ugly college dropout. That's what my mother typed in the family group chat before she blocked my number. 3 words, 1 button. And I was out. The message came at 6:12 a.m. while I was tying my shoes for the breakfast shift. Mum, you made your choices. Don't show up to anything else. We're done funding your laziness. Under it, my sister Lena added a row of laughing emojis and a selfie with her cap and gown. See you at my graduation. Well, not you, I'm 24, I left. State my junior year when 2 jobs and a sick landlord's dog-walking side hustle still didn't cover tuition. I didn't drop out to party. I stepped out before debt finished eating me. The family never asked. They just wrote the headline and hit send. I finished my shift at Sunnyside Diner with that headline buzzing behind my eyes. A trucker tipped me with a crumpled $20 and said I had kind eyes. I put the bill in an envelope I kept in my locker. On the front, tuition-me. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments about which country you're watching this video from. Enjoy the story. At lunch, my manager Ruth slid a to-go cup toward me. Drink water, breathe, she said. You're not what they text. I know, I said, but my throat burned anyway, at home. I opened the closet and pulled out the thing nobody knew about, a navy folder with a silver crest. Inside, a letter with my name spelled right for once. Congratulations on your acceptance to the Bridge program, College of Applied Design. Night classes. Scholarships for students who left school to work. Start date, June 1st. I hadn't told anyone, not my family, not even Ruth. The plan was to show them when it was real, when I had my ID card, my class schedule, my proof. But Lena's graduation was in 2 weeks. Family only, the invitation said. Gold script, like I hadn't been cut off. Dad posted a photo of the venue, white columns, rented chairs, a trellis woven with roses. Mum shared the menu and a caption about what success looks like when you stick with things. They didn't invite me. They tagged everyone else. That night, a text from a number I didn't recognize buzzed in. Unknown. Hi, I'm Evan from the Bridge program. We still need your final portfolio piece for the scholarship. If you can deliver by Friday, we can lock your award before June. I stared at the screen. Friday was 4 days away. Lena's graduation was Saturday. Ugly college dropout, the words replayed. I opened my sketchbook. I sharpened a pencil. The next 4 days became a tunnel. Diner by day, portfolio by night. My hands cramped. My back screamed. Ruth covered one shift and said, "Go do the thing." I did. I ran on coffee and stubborn. On Friday, at 11:58 p.m., I hit submit and watched the upload bar crawl to 100%. Then I went to sleep for the first time that week and didn't dream at all. Saturday morning, my phone lit up before the alarm. Evan, award approved. Bring your ID. We'll have your packet at Will Call Tuesday. He added a smiley I could feel through the screen. I looked at the mirror. I wasn't pretty the way my mother measured it. I was tired. I was real. I put on a simple dress, tied my hair back, and picked up the navy folder. Lena's graduation started at 2 p.m. The family didn't want me there. I planned to show up anyway with a seat I'd earned and a line. I'd practiced. Congratulations. And, by the way, I didn't drop out. I rerouted. I left the diner in my plain dress and sneakers, the navy folder under my arm. On the bus, I opened my email again just to make sure I hadn't dreamed it. Evan Bridge program, award approved. Orientation Tuesday. Bring ID. Packet at Will Call. The word approved looked like a door that finally swung toward me. Campus was all banners and roses. A sign at the field entrance said tickets required, like a dare. My family hadn't sent me one. I walked up to the volunteer table anyway. "Hi," I said. "Any overflow seats?" The student in the neon vest looked apologetic. "Could do the standing section by the bleachers. If someone doesn't show, I'll wave you in." "Standing is fine," I said. "I've stood for most of my life." On the field, white chairs faced a stage wrapped in blue and gold. The Hendersons, my family, sat near the front like a magazine ad. Dad in a jacket. Mom in pearls. Lena in her cap, hair perfect under it. I stayed back under the bleachers' shade line and watched from the edge. They didn't see me. They took selfies, then a group shot with Nana. Then one where Mum tilted the phone high and said, "Chin. Lena, pretty. Dad gave a little speech to the cousins about sticking with things. His voice carried farther than he meant. A text lit my screen. "Ruth, you there? I'm outside with a staff wristband and leftover compassion." I smiled for the first time that day. Me, bleachers, west side. She appeared 5 minutes later, pressed the staff wristband into my palm, and kissed my temple. "Stand tall," she said. "You don't owe them small." The vest student saw the band and nodded me through to the last open row of family seating. I sat where the view was clean and the distance was true. The dean spoke. A singer did a careful national anthem. Diplomas thumped the table like small doors closing in order. When they called Henderson, Lena, my section stood. She crossed the stage like a commercial and waved to our parents. Mum put a hand to her heart. Dad filmed the air, not the moment. Then I felt it, that prickle between shoulder blades. Mum had turned to scan the crowd, her lens catching faces, patterns, me. Her smile stiffened. She nudged Dad. He followed her line, found me, and his jaw did that thing where words sharpen before they form. Mum stood. She came down the aisle, smile painted on for anyone watching. She slid into my row without sitting. "You were told not to come," she said, low. "Don't make a scene. I'm sitting," I said. "That's the opposite. You're not family today," she hissed. And the words were so soft, the roses could pretend not to hear them. I opened the navy folder, an inch so the silver crest flashed. "I'm a student again," I said. "I came to watch my sister graduate and hand her a congratulations card. That's all." Her eyes flicked to the folder, then back to my face. Later, she said, "Not here. Don't steal her light." "I'm not a thief," I said. "I'm a lamp." It slipped out. It felt right. She blinked. "You always were dramatic," she said, and left before her mouth betrayed her in public. On stage, the dean announced a brief student speaker. The girl talked about detours and bridges and the cost of finishing things. People clapped because the rhythm told them to. My phone buzzed. "Evan, we posted bridge scholarships on the big screens at the Alumni Hall lobby for photo pickups after the ceremony. Your name will be there if you want a picture." Me. "You just solved my ending," I typed. The recessional began, mortarboards bobbing, parents spilling into the aisles like a tide, moving toward photos and cake. From the front row, Lena looked back. She saw Mum whisper to Dad. She saw me. Her mouth curved mean, small. She lifted her phone and aimed it, framing me like a caution sign. I stood slowly and stayed where I was. I could have run. I didn't. Ruth slid in at my shoulder like a guard. "Timing?" she asked. "After they do their front row victory lap," I said. "We go to Alumni Hall. We stand by the big screen with the scholarships. We let the name do the talking." Ruth nodded. "Good plan." Mum blocked the aisle with a bouquet, manufactured surprise on her face. "Maya, you should go," she said brightly, loud enough for the row to hear. "There's nothing for you here." My thumb found the edge of the navy folder. My breath found a slow in and a steady out. "There is," I said. "You just haven't looked up yet." And then, across the field, the jumbo screen cut to a slide. Show names, awards, programs. A blue card flicked on. Bridge Program Scholarship. Maya Henderson. It was small. It was huge. I closed the folder. "Alumni Hall," I said to Ruth. "Let's set the table." Ruth and I slipped out, with the tide of parents and caps, moving along the brick path toward Alumni Hall. The building's glass doors reflected banners, roses, and the kind of proud that used to make my throat tight inside. The lobby buzzed photo backdrops, a table of cupcakes, a blue welcome graduates arch. On the far wall, 4 giant screens rolled a slideshow of scholarships and awards. A line of students waited to pose with their names. We took a place near the middle screen. My fingers pressed the navy folder as if it had a pulse. "Look up," Ruth said. Soft dot. The slide changed. Bridge Program Scholarship, Maya Henderson. College of Applied Design, blue card, silver crest. My name, in clean white letters. I didn't cry. My lungs just worked. A student worker in a blazer came over. Bridge scholars, this way, she said kindly. Packet pickup is here. Hi, I said. I'm Maya Henderson. She checked the list, then handed me a white envelope with the crest. Inside, ID voucher, orientation schedule, scholarship letter, with the amount printed in bold. She placed a lanyard in my palm. Applied Designers, if it were permission. Picture? Ruth asked, raising her phone. Before we could pose, a voice cut across the lobby. There she is, Mum. Pearl's bouquet from the field. Smile painted on like a warning. Dad at her shoulder, jaw set for lectures. Lina, sash still on, gown unzipped to show the perfect dress beneath. Eyes sharp dot. Mum reached us in 3 steps. What are you doing here? She asked. Too cheerful for strangers, too cold for me. She glanced at the lanyard, playing pretend. The student worker blinked. She's on the list. It's a bridge, Mum said to the worker, as if I weren't there. She left school to wait tables. We're handling it. Ruth stepped between us half an inch. She's handling it, she said, calm steel. Dad looked at the screen as it flipped to another name, then back to me. We told you to stay away today. I stood in the back. I said, you came to me. Lina lifted her phone. What's the plan, Maya? She said, grinning for her followers. Take a selfie with the pity program. Tag it. I opened the envelope and took out the letter. It's a scholarship, I said. Not pity. Not a loan. It starts June 1st. Night classes so I can keep my job. I'm going back. Mum laughed. The brittle kind. Anyone can print a letter. From behind the info table, a man in a name badge appeared. Evan. His voice matched the emails. We don't print them for anyone, he said politely. I'm Evan Bridge, program coordinator. He held out a hand to me. Maya, welcome. Then to my family, she submitted a strong portfolio. We're proud to have her. Mum's smile slipped, then snapped back. We have a graduation to attend, she said, tugging the bouquet higher. Stop chasing the spotlight. I turned the screen of my phone so they could see the group chat that cut me off. Ugly college dropout. The words looked smaller now. This isn't a spotlight, I said. It's a name on a screen you didn't think would ever show it again. The slide looped hand. There it was a second time. Bridge Program Scholarship, Maya Henderson. People clapped for some other name, and the sound covered the beat where my mother's mouth forgot what to do. Ruth nudged me. Picture now. We stepped under the welcome arch. Evan lifted a tablet like a professional parent and snapped 3 quick shots me with the envelope. Me with the lanyard. Me in front of the blue slide with my name. He airdropped them to my phone and to Ruth's. Dad exhaled through his nose. Fine, he said. You're going back, quietly. Don't ruin your sister's day. I didn't, I said. I stood. I showed proof. That's all. Lina rolled her eyes. You really think a night program means you're not a dropout? I think it means I'm not done, I said. There's a difference. From the doorway, Nana shuffled in with 2 cousins and a walker covered in stickers. She looked from the screen to my face, to the envelope. Maya, she said, voice thin but clear. Is that you? It is, I said. Take my picture with her, Nana told a cousin. And the order landed like a gavel wrapped in love. We stood together under the arch. Click. Mom's jaw worked. Dad looked at his shoes. Lina stared at the floor as if it might swallow the moment. The lobby screens kept turning. Names rose and fell like breaths. Mine would loop again in 2 minutes. Reception's at the Cedar Room, Mum said finally, brittle. Don't show up. I won't, I said, because I had a better place to be on Tuesday. But the story wasn't finished, yet not for today. I tucked the lanyard inside my dress so the strap wouldn't scream. Then, I looked at Ruth. One more stop, I said. The field. I have a card to hand my sister, and a sentence to give back. Ruth nodded. Let's walk, We stepped toward the doors as the slide flipped once more. Bridge Program Scholarship, Maya Henderson. It trailed us like a quiet drum dot. We pushed back through the glass doors and followed the stream toward the field. The roses were already drooping from the heat. Parents lined up at the trellis for pictures. A sign read, "Family Photos Line starts here." I slid the congratulations card from my folder. Inside, I'd written, "Proud of you. See you on campus at night." I tucked my bridge letter behind it, like a quiet receipt. Ruth touched her staff wristband. "If they try to move you, I'll talk to security," she said. "You talk to your sister." Nana shuffled up with the cousins, breathing a little hard but "I'll stand behind you," she said. "I'm old. No one pushes me." Ahead, Lena posed under the trellis with her friends, all smooth hair and pointed toes. Mum fixed the drape of Lena's gown. Dad held the phone like he was filming history. They saw me at the same time. Mum's smile snapped on like a porch light for strangers. Dad's jaw set. Lena's mouth curved with that little sideways grin. The usher at the trellis lifted a hand to hold the line. "Families only," he said. Ruth tilted her wristband toward him. "She's family," she said. 1 minute he hesitated. Nana tapped her walker. "She is my family," she said. The usher stepped aside. I walked up until I could see the threads in Lena's sash. "Congratulations," I said, steady. I held out the card. She didn't take it. "What is this?" she asked, loud enough for her friends. "Another chapter of your Dropout saga. Try a new headline," I said. "I came to hand you this and say one sentence." Mum's hand landed on my elbow. "Not here," she said through her teeth. "You were asked to leave." "I was told to leave," I said. "I wasn't asked." Dad nodded to someone behind us. A security guard started our way, radio crackling. Ruth stepped half a pace, calm as a door. "She's delivering a card," she told the guard. "Then she's leaving." No scene. The guard looked at Ruth's wristband, then at Nana, then at me. 1 minute, he said. "Then clear the path." Behind the trellis, the stadium PA popped. "Grads, please continue moving to the reception area," the announcer said. The line inched. The air felt like a string pulled tight. Lena looked me up and down. "You wore sneakers," she said, amused. "I wore work shoes," I said. "I came from work. And I go to class on Tuesday." Her smile thinned. "Night school." She aimed her phone at me. "Tell my followers what program you're in, Maya." Across the lawn, alumni hall screens glowed faintly through the glass. A cousin pointed. "Hey, didn't we just see your name?" Mum cut him off. "No one cares about a bridge." Mark Evan from the lobby walked by with a stack of packets. "Saw us and because the universe has comic timing," said Maya. "Don't forget Tuesday check-in." Lena's friends went quiet. Their eyes bounced between my face and the white envelope in my hand. Mum's fingers curled. I held out the card again. "Take it," I said gently. "Please. It's yours." Lena hesitated, then took it like it might bite. She slid the letter halfway out, saw the crest, shoved it back in. "So you're trying again," she said. "Do you want a medal?" "No," I said. "Just my one sentence?" The security guard checked his watch. 30 seconds, Ruth breathed. "Go." I looked at Lena, not at Mum, not at the phones. "I am proud of you," I said, clear, and for the record, I let the words land where Mum could hear them, and Dad couldn't pretend to miss them. I didn't drop out. I rerouted. The word hung there. It sounded bigger in air than it did in my kitchen. Blinter. Lena blinked. Thrown off her script for a second. "Rerouted," she repeated, as if tasting it. Mum tried to laugh. "She makes everything poetic." Nana stepped in, small and fierce. "She makes it true," she said. The guard lifted a hand. "Time, I'm done," I said. I stepped back to clear the trellis, turned to leave with Ruth and Nana, and stopped. Because Lena called my name without the smile. "Maya," I looked over my shoulder. She held the card against her gown like a secret and lowered her voice. "Are you really starting Tuesday?" It wasn't a challenge. It was a crack. "Yes," I said. "Orientation after my morning shift. Night classes. I'll finish the degree." I left. Her throat moved. A beat then, the grin came back, but softer. "Don't be late," she said. It was half a joke, half something like a truce. Behind us, Dad said to the guard, "She's leaving now." Like he needed to win a smaller war. The guard didn't answer. He was looking at Nana, who was giving him a butterscotch and a blessing. We stepped off the path. The line flowed again under the roses. Mom hustled Lena toward the reception, whispering, editing. Dad checked his phone like it had instructions. Ruth exhaled. "You kept it clean," she said. "I kept it mine," I said. As we reached the edge of the field, the PA cut again. "Reminder," the announcer said. "Bridge Program Scholars, your names are posted in Alumni Hall. Congratulations to all who are starting a new path." Heads turned. A few parents glanced at the glass and then at me. It wasn't a spotlight. It was a sign. Ruth bumped my shoulder. "Ready for the last thing?" she asked. "One more thing," I said. "Then we go home." "What's the last thing?" I looked back at the sea of chairs, at the trellis, at the family who had narrowed me into a label and the screen that had widened me back out. "I'm going to post the picture," I said. "And I'm going to unmute the group chat." Ruth grinned. "Let them read." We walked toward the gate with Nana rolling beside us. The card tucked under Lena's arm like a thorn and a ribbon. The story wasn't over. It was about to get loud in the quiet way on screens, in inboxes, in the places where people decide who you are. Tuesday was coming. And for once, the next chapter had my name at the top, in clean white letters. At the gate. With the field behind us and Alumni Hall glowing like a lighthouse. I posted the photo me under the blue slide that said Bridge Program Scholarship, Maya Henderson. Caption, rerouted. "See you Tuesday." I tagged the school. I didn't tag my family. Then, I unmuted the family group chat. Me. "Congrats, Lena. I left early to give you space. I start classes Tuesday night on scholarship. Please stop calling me ugly college dropout. If that continues, I'll mute this thread again for good. I wish you well today." I hit send and watched the 3 dots appear, vanish, and reappear like a tide that hadn't decided what it was yet. Aunt Carol, this isn't Maya, attention. Nana, proud of you, baby. Cousin Mark, congrats. Cut. Dad, not the place. We'll discuss later. The dots hovered. Mum, don't hijack your sisters. The dots stopped. Nothing else came. Ruth tapped her watch. "We did the thing," she said. "Now we go eat pie." We did a slice, to forks, the kind of quiet that lets the adrenaline drain without taking you with it. When I checked my phone again, there was a new message, not in the family thread, but a private one. "Lena, are you really starting Tuesday?" Me, yes. Orientation, at 6. Night classes. I'll still work days. Typing. Stopped. Started Lena. Bring the card, I forgot to read. I'll actually read it now. Me. Deal. Monday, I ironed my one good shirt and packed a tote chip notebook, a pen. Ruth slipped into my hand that morning for first pages, the navy folder, and a candy from Nana I couldn't throw away. Tuesday came like weather, you finally believe. The bus rattled. My hands didn't. Alumni Hall looked different at nightless show, more doors. Inside, a cluster of people my age and older stood under a sign that said, Bridge, orientation this way. Some had kids on their hips, some wore construction boots. One still had a name tag from the grocery store. Evan waved me toward a table. "Welcome," he said, like he'd been saving the word. He checked my name, handed over the packet, and slid a temporary ID across the cloth. It had my face, an applied design under it. It looked like permission. We sat in a bright room with long tables and a smell like new paper. The director spoke for 10 minutes about student services, late buses, free tutoring, and a pantry downstairs if dinner budgets were tight. He said, "You are not behind, you are here." People breathed out like that sentence was a chair. We broke into programs. A woman with ink-stained fingers and kind eyes wrote Design I on the whiteboard. "I don't care what your path was," she said. I care that you brought a pencil. She passed out Salaby. The first page had a blank box labeled name. I wrote, Maya Henderson in the corner, without my hand shaking. My phone vibrated once in my bag. I didn't look. The room was the point now. After, in the lobby, I checked 2 messages. Mum, dinner Friday, family only. If you're done being dramatic, you can come. I stared at it long enough to feel the old pool try to hook me. Then I slid it away for later. Lena. You free for coffee tomorrow? I want to hear about your classes. Also, I told Mum to stop using that phrase. She didn't like it. She can deal. Me, coffee, noon, my break. 3 dots. Lena, don't be late. I smiled. I won't. I typed. I can't afford to be. On the way out, Evan called after me. Hey Bridge, scholar photo for the bulletin. He snapped one beside a corkboard labeled starting lines. He pinned it with a pushpin shaped like a star. Outside, campus lights threw clean pools on the walk. The glass door made a ghost of me with a lanyard and a tote and a posture I hadn't worn in years. The bus hissed. I climbed in. The driver nodded like we were both doing something right. At home, I opened the Navy folder and slid in the ID, the schedule, and the copy of my scholarship letter. I texted Ruth a picture of the corkboard star. She responded with a row of exclamation points, and I told the breakfast crew. We screamed into pancakes. I changed the name of the family thread on my phone, not for them to see, just for me. From Henderson family to rerouted. Then I set it to mute for 1 year and pinned Nana and Lena separately at the top. Before bed, I wrote 3 lines on the first page of my notebook. I didn't drop out. I rerouted. I'm here. The house was quiet. The alarm on my phone said 4:30 a.m., diner, and under it, 6 p.m., design. I both mattered. Both were mine. They called me ugly college dropout and cut me off. At my sister's graduation, I didn't fight for their table. I set my own place under a screen with my name, on a path that had room for my feet. I won't be loud about it every day. I don't need to be. The loudest thing in the room now is the sound of a door opening, and my name, in clean white letters, on the other side.